We are as strong as they are. Hell, even stronger. Until we fall in love and fuck shit up, and they know it. When St. Patrick looked at you, he didn't see a future judge or an attorney general. He saw a typical woman. A sucker. Hey y'all, what's up? What's going on? So today we're going to be doing our power recap. So I know this looks like the shirt that I had on last week, but it's not. I got a few of them. Y'all like, dang, she wears the same shirts like every week. But I don't gotta explain it to you. Anyways, let's get into this recap. So let's do our little shout outs first. I didn't even know until I just looked at my picture. I was Joetta Johnson said, girl, you gotta get down with the wire. You'll be stuck. Alright, I'm gonna check it out one of these days. I gotta probably catch up though. I'm like so far behind. Lojo J said, okay, my girl, you look angry. I like you so you get a pass. Oh, you look, I guess you meant you like them typos, honey. Them typos. We gonna look past it though, because I'll be doing them too. Okay, so what you trying to say is, okay, my girl, you like Angie. I like you so you get past it, but no high praise for her. I hear what you saying. I like Angela. And I'm starting to like Tasha a little bit more. Just a little bit though, because I see she's like real ride or die, but I just feel like she's so in the fast life. But I don't know, y'all. All right, one more. Let me see. Okay, so Romeo said Ghost is sick. Yeah. Okay. I see what you're saying. Yeah, he's sick. All right, one more. Meanie D Money said, love your reviews. Had to turn in to see what you had to say about the show. Oh, thank you. All right, let's talk. So Angela and Ghost, they were missing each other pretty much. Like, she's talking about him on the other side of town, and he's in his bed having dreams about her and pretty much like confessing to her that he had to do what he had to do, but he loves her. But when he wakes up, he's in his little bachelor pad penthouse suite, and there is no Angela in sight. So then this guy named Tim, well, you know what? She was talking to her sister, telling her sister Paz about everything and about the breakup and all that. And I just feel like sometimes there's certain people that it's not always the best to talk to them. Yeah, her sister's real rational and everything, but her sister's on some I told you so, and I knew he was going to be like this. You know, her sister is just like, she can be so negative. I just hate talking to people that are just like so negative. Like, it is a negative situation and you got to be realistic, but still, it's like sometimes you just want to be consoled or comforted or things like that. So anyways, this guy named Tim, who's a co-worker of Angela's, he comes over and he's like, you got to come with me right now. It's pretty much like classified type of situation where he doesn't even want to tell her any information about anything. And she's just like, you know, like, what's going on? She didn't know anything. And they went through her stuff. They told her she got to bring her laptop and her phone. And they also was going to be looking through, they looked through her desk and all her files and everything. So now it's some kind of investigation going on because they need to know, like, who's the inside person that allowed Lobos to get out. And now Lobos is dead, so it's even worse. And y'all was right, he really dead, y'all. I'm surprised. I thought this man was going to show up like, hey, Jefe, or whatever he be saying. I'm here. ¿Qué pasa? ¿Qué pasa contigo? You know? My little bit of Spanish, y'all. Y'all ain't know I had a little bit of skills. I kind of lost it, but I was good at Spanish back in the days. Alright, so now Ghost, he's trying to finesse this Karen lady. I don't know. I just don't like their interaction. I just feel like something about them, like, I just feel like it could go further if he were to allow it, or if he was to invite it. I feel like she would be like, all right, let's go. Like, let's go back to one of my hotel rooms, or maybe not even her hotel rooms, because she don't want nobody seeing her. Probably to like some other hotel that, you know, some secluded joint. I don't know. What y'all feel about her? It's real crazy how I feel like Jaime, he sees so much in Andre. He wants better for Andre. Like, almost like Andre's his kid or something. He's like taking him under his wing. Kind of like how, I guess, Kanan took him under his wing, but then ended up trying to kill him type of thing. I think it's like the cycle is continuing on. So he just wants him to do better. He doesn't want to, like, you know, still be in the street life. He's not really telling him too much in the beginning. I feel like Jaime, he's starting to just like lose his touch because he's getting close to too many people. I feel like his circle's getting too big, and that's where he's kind of messing up at, you know? So the professional task force evolution lady, whatever she's from, she lets all of them know that, you know, they found Lobo's body or whatever, and she's investigating each one of the officers one by one. She investigated Greg and Mike and of course Valdez, and each of them is like throwing each other under the bus. It's crazy how, like, when you don't want to go down, you gonna slide somebody's name up in there real quick so that he could be taken off of you and put onto somebody else. Like, nah, I ain't signed the papers. I handed them off to Valdez. You know, like. So Tyreek, he is getting like really out of control. He's just being like real disrespectful, and he like almost hit his mother. Like, okay, he didn't almost hit her, but you know, even West Indian parents, like, you try to grab their hand when they try to hit you, they're gonna be like, oh, she tried to hit me, she tried to knock me down. Like, I didn't even do that. What are you talking about? I never tried to hit you. I just tried to stop you from hitting me. I didn't want those licks. Like, you know what I mean? I didn't want to get hit. I didn't want to get beat with a spoon. But yeah. So they were having a talk, and Tasha and Tyreek, and he was like saying something about how she hates the father, and she was like, no, I don't hate him. And then he was like, you're an effing liar just like him. She went to go slap him, and he like caught her hand real quick before she did anything. So she just kind of shook him up and told him go to his room, and then she called Ghost, like, nah, you got to talk to your son because he's getting out of hand. But of course he wasn't available. She had to leave that on the voicemail because he was getting caught up with the Serbians. They like pat him down and took him to another location. They know they know the ins and outs, everything about this man. Like, they are really dangerous because it's like no way to hide, nowhere to hide, unless he like probably like moves to another country or something. Like, he's going to have to literally take this man down, or he is, like the guy said, like Mulan Dean said, he is going to be his servant or his slave for pretty much as long as he wants him to be. So yeah, this guy was like ruthless. He killed somebody right in front of them, like snapped his neck. First he put something around his neck, then he snapped his neck. And Tommy, he just is so like, he's a loose cannon. He says what he wants when he wants to say it. Because at the end of the day, it's like, what you gonna do to me? You gonna kill me? Okay. Whatever. You know? So the guy was looking at him like, you know, you're not gonna be around too much longer. Like, that's what he even told like one of the guys, like, the white dude's he's gonna be useless soon. Like, you know, like, he's not really feeling him. He doesn't like the disrespect and the fact that he can't really manipulate him. He has no way to really control him. Kanan, he runs up on Andre real quick, and he's like, yo, you lied to me. He was like, nah, I didn't lie to you. Word to everything. I didn't even know that they started hanging out together, because he's like, he saw Tommy and Ghost hanging out together, and he's like, he didn't even know. He's like, you know that Ghost keeps things real, like hush-hush and secretive, so he didn't know anything about all that stuff. He's like, alright, but you gotta make some moves, because I can't be doing this, staying in the cut stuff too much longer, you know? So actually before even Tommy does that, Andre goes to Ghost and he tells him that he wants back in. And he tells him, he pretty much looks like he's about to let him back in. He tells him a few of the things that's going down with the whole Mulan Dean situation, and that he's going to give him half of his earnings from the street team because that's not what he wants to do anymore. So Jaime has the nerve to go back to Angela's house and open up the door with the key. Like he's VIP. Like, you still got it like that. Bruh, nah. You doing too much. You doing too much. Like, how you dead up go in somebody's house, like, Angela, no, you don't do that. You're supposed to knock. You're supposed to call. You don't just show up like that. So little did he know her sister was right there waiting for him. Bags packed, ready for him to go. Because he talking about he wanted to get his stuff. All right, you want to get your stuff? Here you go. They're all nice and neat and packed up. You out. And don't you ever come back over here anymore. And then she gave him a little speech to knock him down on his way back home. She told him off. She told him what, the pom pom not good enough for you. You want a next one? So that's pretty much what she was saying to him. And you know, like how he's disgusting and things like that. And she'll kill him herself. I'm like, girl, you don't even know what kind of man this is. You go ahead talking about you gonna kill him. You got a good mouth, but he got actions. He got a few bodies on his belt. So, you know, be careful with all that killing stuff. So I feel like Angela kind of allowed the investigation woman to kind of play her a little bit and get information out of her. But I guess like Angela didn't care at that point anymore because she just was like, damn, I got to get this heat off of me like ASAP, like right now. So she pretty much said that because the lady was all like, oh, you're nothing and you're a sucker because you're in love. You allowed St. Patrick, because now she knows about St. Patrick because Greg run off his mouth and say something about all these things. Like, Greg just makes me sick. You know, I don't want people to die, but I could have lived without his character because he's so freaking messy and he's so vindictive. How you mad because somebody don't want to be with you? Like, chill out, bro. Go find the next woman. Nobody don't want you. That's why your dick game is whack. They bringing out the hood out of me, y'all. They bringing it out. I don't want to bring it out, but they bringing it out. All right, so what was I saying again? Yeah, so she's just like, you know what? At the end of the day, this is what Angela was saying. She's like, at the end of the day, I played him. And she was like, I cloned his phone, which I know is not the right thing to do. It's a federal offense, whatever. But I did it, and I found, you know, she was just spilling beans left and right. And then they allowed her to leave after that. And they're just like, now they're looking at him. Like, we got to talk to him. Looks like he could be involved in this. Tommy goes to church again to go confess his sins, you know, because he's sad about what he did. And the only thing about that is that, now we find out that the priest is also, like, crooked. The priest is selling guns or trading guns for the Serbians. He's part of the whole thing. I don't know. Maybe, I don't know if they said that last week that he was there, but maybe I wasn't paying attention. I didn't know he was crooked too. But then Tommy is like, yo, you got to stop doing that, whatever. Shuts that down. Brings out a gun, and he's like, in the Lord's house? But you just as bad. Like, what are you talking about in the Lord's house? You talking about that's how you get money because you sell guns. I can't trust nobody in the world. Everybody would do something for the right price. Well, maybe not everybody. There's a few people that have some morals and values, but there's a lot of people out there that would do things for the right price. Like, damn. So now Angela gets home and she realizes that her sister didn't really do a good job at packing. She left one of his shoes there. So the wheels start turning in her head, and she decides to call up the hotel that Jaime was supposed to be at and do a little bit of investigating. And she finds out, I guess, that Tasha was there with him. So she takes it upon herself to go see Tasha and be like, oh, were you at the hotel with him, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, and why were you covering for him? You know that you can get your kids taken away, you can get this, you can get locked up. You know, telling her all the consequences of her actions. And Tasha, she had something ready for her. She was like, you know, she put on her wife drawers real quick. And she was all like, actually, we were in the hotel, but we was doing it. You know, she was pretty much like, they was effing. And she was like, I'm his wife. And she was like, how could you take him back? And she was like, well, I'm his wife, and I'm also the mother of his kids. You were a midlife crisis. Bye-bye. He's over and done with you now. And then she storms out with the hair flip. Bang. You know? She was out. I was like, okay, I see you, Tasha, girl. You shut that down and left her with something to think about. Like, you ain't going to get me to confess out here in this lobby. No, ma'am. I don't know if you're wearing a wire. I don't know what you're doing, but you ain't going to get me caught up. So, Kanan, he's we already know Kanan is a ruthless dog. Like, I don't know who's worse between Kanan and Mulan. If the two of them was to team up, I think everybody would be like in danger. You know what I mean? Like, they would kill off their own parents, their own brother, sister, mother, child, you know? Well, we already seen him kill off his own child. So yeah, he ends up killing this woman that has an apartment in the neighborhood where he used to live. And she was like an elderly woman that looked like she ain't troubled nobody. He pretended like he was helping her with her bags, and then just knocked her down and killed her with the Jesus Saves pillow. Like, how you do something like that? These people are so crazy. So Tyreek and Jaime, they have a little bit of a discussion, and it was going well at first, and Jaime just is like, you know, real calm. He's just like, you need to apologize to your mom. And Jaime, you know, Tyreek just effed up. I mean, he says, oh, so you want me to apologize to mom like I did to your side bitch? Jaime grabbed him up real quick, shook him up real quick, like, say that again. Say that again. You know? I was like, yo, this dude, like, straight blacked out. He could have gave him the 1-2. Like, good thing he catch himself before he started swinging, because he looked like he was ready. But Tyreek, I don't know, like, this dude, he's his father's child, because he was looking at his father square in the face. He looked like he was a little nervous, a little shocked, because he probably never experienced that to that level before. But he kind of, like, shook his father off real quick and walked away. So I'm like, he don't look like he looked like he was scared for the moment real quick, but as it passed, he looked like he was good. Like, he was like, whatever, this ain't nothing. Like, I don't know, he's going down a bad path, and I don't know what's in store for him, but he could end up going down the same path as Jaime, even though he had better structure. You never know with these kids sometimes. So Dean has sunk into a whole new low, you guys. Or Dean Mulan, I don't know what y'all want to call him. I just what, like 2 episodes ago, I finally found out the man's name. Y'all told me what his name was, and now I gotta learn a new name. I'm telling you. That's the thing about these shows that's harder than the reality show recaps, because the reality show recaps, they put the name, and they put the dancer, Jaime the dancer. With these, there's no, like, caption with the name, so I gotta remember and things like that. It's difficult, y'all. Anyway, so Dean, like I said, he sunk to a new low. So Jaime messed up because he was on a search for the Serbian chick that used to work at the club. And Dean found out. Dean showed up at his house, brought food into the house, and Tasha opened up the door. And then she comes to the back like, why didn't you tell me that we were going to have dinner guests? Dinner guests? Freaking Jaime walks to the front and he noticed that Dean and the same chick is there with food. And they're all now sitting down at the table. I know that he felt like he was in the Twilight Zone. Like, he had to feel like he was in the Twilight Zone. This was crazy. And there's nothing that he could really do about it, because he knows this man is crazy and he would kill all his kids. And then he's like touching his kids. Like, I know that family is really important to Jaime. Like, just kind of looking at him and sending him a message. Like, yo, like, straight up, Tommy was right, because Tommy had said earlier, like, I'm not doing these things that this dude wants me to do. I don't play by people's rules. And you know what? He's making you his bitch, and I'm not gonna be it. You know, and I feel like, although Tommy's kind of right. Like, Jaime was always the person in charge. Now Jamie's doing everything that this man wants him to do, because he has connections. He has family, and he knows and that this man is crazy and ruthless, and he doesn't want his family to get caught in the crossfire because of his actions. Oh, man. This joint is crazy. But he does, once Dean leaves, he lets Tasha know, like, you know, everything about this situation. So now she's more aware. Maybe if he would have told her some stuff, or, you know, kind of gave her the heads up. It's like he's trying to be so secretive, but people are not knowing what's going, like, the people that's really supposed to know what's going on is not knowing what's going on. So Tommy, he was in the bushes, he was drinking. Is that the spot? I think that's the spot where Holly was buried, but I'm not really sure. I don't really remember the spot, how it looked. But Yeah, he's just like talking, he's drinking, you know, just chilling by himself, like one of them hood nights, you know, got the nice little air blowing, breeze blowing. And then, you know, he's half drunk, and these guys, they come up in a van, tase him, and take him away. And when they take him back to the spot, they're like literally beating him down. Like at first he was doing some Mortal Kombat moves. I was like, okay, Tommy, I see you. I see you, bro. But then he kind of like was like, you know what? I'm not even doing this. I'm not. It was like 10 dudes. It was not like Ip Man, you know, where he's able to fight all these people. Them martial arts, though. You know, them Asian people with martial arts, you know, amazing. Them Asian movies, I should say. But yeah, he was just like, you know, he was ready, but then he just started being like, you know what, I don't even care anymore. He just let them bang, bang. They was going at him, getting his chest, his stomach, his back, his face, everywhere. Like, just getting him. And then Mulan comes, he's like, has he been fighting back? And he's like, nah. You know, because at the end of the day, he don't got nothing to live for. The only people that he considered family is Tasha and Ghost right now, and he don't even care about that because he would have had a family, and he found out because Tasha spilled the beans that on that same day he found out that he don't even have that he killed a woman that was about to bear his child. So of course he feels like crap, like he doesn't have anything to live for. So Mulan figured that out, and he came over to him and he was like, you know what, I'm gonna let you live, because although you're disobedient, right now, you got nothing to lose. And that's one of the best men to have on your team, is people that have nothing to lose. You know, I think that now he sent the message, a clear message to Tommy. Maybe perhaps he'll listen a little more. But, you know, like I say, he don't really have anything to lose. But that's one good thing about him, is that I guess he could send him out, do runs, this and that, and he won't care about going to jail or anything else. So yeah, it's crazy. And he knows about Holly as well, because he was like, is this about the girl? He was like, you know what? I was like, okay. This dude knows everything about them, the ins and out. Like, they've been following them like crazy, yo. So Angela, she pays Ghost, or Jaime, whatever we want to call him at the moment, she pays him a little visit. And she tells him that she thinks that she tells him what she thinks she knows. You know, that he was the one that killed Lobos, and how could he do that to her, and, you know, just pretty much everything. How she's under investigation, and she can go down, and this and that, and he frisks her because he thinks like, oh shit, she's probably wearing a wire, because she's saying all these things, like she's dead up, like accusing him. And if he says yes, that's pretty much you confess all your sins. But she's like, nah, I wouldn't wear a wire because that would link back to me, and I could end up getting the death penalty. And he's like, don't say that. She's like, you know what? You said that you don't love me anymore. You actually never loved me. You played me. And she was like, who was it that gave you these tips? She was like, that's the only way that I can get off of this, is if I know who gave you the tips. And he was like, you know, he kind of was like, I don't know anything about anything. But she was like, she just got sick and tired of it, and she was like, just find out, because he said he doesn't know. He legitimately doesn't know. Like, he put an analogy out there. Well, if the person that did this didn't know, blah, blah, blah. So she was just like, well, find out. And then she was just like out. He tried to, like, you know, pull her back in, talk to her, don't leave, but she was just like done with it. And I don't blame her. Like, you just crushed her heart. Like, you don't mess with the wrong person, because at the end of the day, she's already throwing you under the bus, but not fully. But she can go even further if she wanted to. Like, she knows a lot about you and a lot about your whole operation. And right now, you made her feel so crappy that, you know, people that feel like crap, they'll pass crap on to other people. They'll go over there like this and share the crap, you know. The people on the train be doing that, y'all. There be some homeless, not to go off, but there be some homeless people. They be funky. I remember this guy, he was funky. He started going like this. He was standing right in the middle of the train, started going like this, because he wanted everybody to smell his crap. And that's exactly what people that are full of crap or have crap on them, this is exactly what they do. They share it. They spread it around. They don't want to be the only one with the crap. Remember that. I told you that. I was the first one. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching. Make sure you comment down below for your chance to have your name shouted out in my next video. Stay fabulous, live free, and soar limitless. I'll see you in the next one. Laters.